Good morning,
Good morning,
Dave.
good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, good morning.
Well, good
morning where
afternoon
you are.
now.
Well, good afternoon
12
now.
after 12.
Yeah. Well, where we are anyway. But
Yeah. I'm just sitting outside in a little sunny afternoon and, morning, actually. I was in Palm Springs.
Oh, good.
That's where I got my timeshares. And so we came out there. I met my granddaughter. And
Very
Jack
nice.
Park is here listening next door here. Jack is listening here and also came to take us some time off. And just beautiful out here. It's really, really place. And give me a second. I just wrong phone. Am I okay now?
You sure are.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I just touched the wrong part of my phone here. Okay, let me get some business to help with how I'm enjoying myself, and let me talk about others first.
I'm glad you're having a well-deserved holiday. You deserve it.
Well, I'm a little bit sad because my wife couldn't come, and she's actually on her way to a funeral right now, representing us.
Okay.
She's going to Lauren Conway's funeral, and that's Sharon Bronco's dad.
Oh.
And there's a funeral today at 2 o'clock at the Harvest Community Church in Deloraine. So condolences go, of course, to the Conway family and to Lauren personally. We know him very well.
Yes.
So Lauren's going to represent me there. She's been fighting a hell of a flu like I fought through Christmas.
Oh.
And, of course, made a promise to my baby we'd bring her out to her holiday here. And so she's next door. You're listening.
Oh, good.
And so she and I came, and Gord couldn't come because of her flu. And, of course, we can't cancel our tickets and everything.
Right.
But she's out there representing us, and I think you'll drive safe. She called me about half an hour ago. She was on her way or an hour ago, she was on her way to Deloraine. And I was just thinking about Lauren this morning. Actually, I know Lauren very well, and that's why Gora's going to go represent me there. And I said, I wonder if he looked around and tried to find Riel out there, and he's probably trying to sell him some tickets. You know, no matter where you went, Lauren was always trying to sell tickets, fundraising for his local. He'll always catch you in a corner somewhere and sell you some tickets. So he's in a new location right now, probably doing some fundraiser out there in heaven. So our condolences again go to the Conway family. And of course, Lauren, I know you're up there listening, and thank you for all your hard work and your local support that you always did. And you never hesitated to try to raise money for your local. And you were a master salesman. So let me go to some birthdays now. I got a 76th birthday going to Lucienne Nelt. That's Rochelle Nelt's mom. We're celebrating her birthday on Monday, January 1st, New Year's baby. Happy 78th birthday to Ambassador Clement Chartier. I seen him here yesterday. He's celebrating his birthday on Thursday, January 11th. And happy 68th birthday to Dina Delaron. That's funny, I'm sure. Who's celebrating her birthday on Thursday, January 11th. She's out in the Northwest Territories, I believe, unless she came back already. Happy 39th birthday to Jocelyn Conway. That's Elsie Bear in Elsie Bear's Kitchen, who is celebrating her birthday on Friday, January 12th. And happy 77th birthday to Hester Descharmes. And that's Minister Denise Thomas's sister, celebrating her birthday on Friday, January 12th. So happy birthday, Hester. And I'll see you when I get back. And on other matters, we're still moving on that sign. Of course, it was taken down in Ottawa. We're not going to let the airport authority get away with it. It was only a complaint by one chief, I believe. He's from Quebec, White Duck. And for whatever reason, they just listened to him and they took down our sign. And he's trying to put up his sign now where our sign was, so which is crazy. Oh. And he called it offensive, of course, saying we're the Red River Métis, and he said it's offensive. So I guess he doesn't know enough of history of the Red River Métis, I'm sure, and just decided to make a complaint. Or he was lobbying to try to take that space because it's a beautiful location and a very well-crafted location for us to promote who we are as the Red River government in the West. And, of course, there is no offensiveness in our sign, although it says National Government of Red River Métis. And for him to take that offense, I think it was more his attempt to take over the location of the sign and put his own. So we'll deal with that. We're not, and you walk by the airport in Ottawa, you'll see the Saskatchewan government sign. You'll see others promoting there. I think that's a good location to promote. And so for them to take our sign down, you know me, there's no way in hell I'm letting this go, Ali. So
that's right.
This is something I'm going to hold strong, and I might even put a full-page ad in the Ottawa Citizen showing the board and ask the question, how do you find this offensive? You know, you did that to Riel. You sure hell ain't doing it to us. You know, so he did that to Riel. Couldn't take a seat in 3 elections he won as MP, and he couldn't take his seat because there was a bounty on his head for $5,000. So when you look at it from that side, it just truly upsets me that somebody in this day and age would do that. They did that to, of course, St. Madeleine when they burnt down our village and our community and got away with it. And so right now we're negotiating. We're negotiating with the previous premier. Now we're negotiating with Wab, the new premier, regarding the transformation of that land back, of course, in St. Madeleine back to our hands and control. So that's underway, and I'm sure we'll get some announcement this year on the transfer of the land. Yeah, we spoke to Ron Natitian also. He's the Minister of Agriculture, and he has a say, of course, over the land itself. But it just upsets me even still since 1939 and 38, 39, and you look at it now. It still upsets me that they would burn entire village and community, our houses and our church, or rip down our church and school, and burn houses down just for cattle.
Awful.
And you know what makes me upset? All these still to this day. That's what sparks me to fight even harder, because nobody spoke up. Nobody defended us. No government, no federal government, no provincial government, no group or organization out there stood up and said this is absolutely wrong. It's like they did to us in when you look in Winnipeg and Roostertown, so they ripped down our villages, called us poor, and built them all. So these things are things that really inspire me to fight harder and work harder and seek justice. So
Good.
that's something that's very, very important, and we need to defend that. So this year I'm looking forward to some very prosperous events that are going to take place. Our treaty is in its final stage. It should be going before Parliament at the end of January.
That's exciting.
That's exciting, and it's without doubt. I know there's a lot of opposition to the Ontario treaty that they're trying to negotiate, the self-government land claim. Mm-hmm. So that's up for a massive debate, and we spoke against it because we made it very clear those people are not us. Mm-hmm. And I don't care what the President Fro says. Oh, we fought and we died, and where did you die in Ontario? You never fought once in Ontario for us. So don't give me that baloney. We did in the West. Mm-hmm. We fought, we died, we paid a price. Our women paid a price, our children paid a price, our nation paid a price to stand up and defend who we are. And these people today are stealing our history and our stories. And there was just an article in the National Post yesterday, I believe, where she was going out claiming how the Métis suffered and died. There's a good example against stealing our heroes, stealing our stories, and trying to attach it to those people in Ontario. Those are not our people. They're not connected to us. They're trying to steal our people's legacy, our children's legacy, and our future legacy. So that's why we're vigorously going to fight this hard. Our treaty and their treaty that they talk about is not even written. There's nothing that you can read. Jeez. And they've admitted it's nothing more than just a document where they will internally govern themselves. But the danger of that is Ontario will then have the right to decide who's Métis in the future, so they can decide a system where anybody could be Métis in Ontario after.
Oh, no.
And there's nothing preventing that. So then guess what? They're going to come after the funding of the Métis.
Right.
They're going to come after our housing, our education, all these things we waited hundreds of years to get, and finally we're getting it. Mm-hmm. And now they're going to be coming after that. And it's going to take away from our family houses and our family children, our community. It's going to take their education, their housing opportunities, their jobs, and on and on and on. So we will fight, and I will fight vigorously this year on this issue. And as we push our treaty through, I do not see anybody speaking against our treaty. I'm sure they will. Ontario probably will, but let them. And but for us, it's written black and white. We've worked on it for years, and it's theirs is not written in any form. It's a blank sheet of paper. Mm-hmm. Ours is actually written that anybody can read, and it'll go before Parliament, I believe, in January, and then voted on through a committee, which I'll speak at. And I already briefed the Conservatives, the NDP, I briefed the Liberals already. They all know what the treaty is. And for sure, the First Nations had a chance in Manitoba to go through it. And it doesn't affect them, doesn't affect their treaty land entitlements, doesn't affect their territories. It makes it very clear that the Métis, Red River Métis are the government of the people, and sets the foundation towards our future. So there's nothing to fear in ours, but that's why we wrote ours down, to make sure that we consulted with thousands and thousands and thousands of people to make sure that people know exactly what's in that treaty, and our people voted unanimously. The biggest crowd in our history got together and all voted twice now in favor of passing our treaty. So I look forward to it becoming law and becoming part of the history of this coming following year, and then moving towards our land claim.
Yes.
We started negotiating our land claim already. Those meetings and discussions already started to take place, and I'm looking forward to resolving that matter this year, because the election will be happening according to the agreement they have with the NDP. Liberals will call the election in the 2025. I believe it's October of 2025.
Okay.
But it tells me the Prime Minister promised me and the people that he'd settle this claim this term. That means this elected term, which ends in 2025. So I've got to make sure that this deal
Yes.
is now concluded and in place. So that's why I got to make sure. I can't take a chance. We don't know who's going to get in government next round. What if it's not the Liberals? What if it's not Justin Trudeau? And then they'll say, well, that's his promise, not ours. And then they'll say, well, there's no land claim. We'll have to go back and fight in court. And I don't want to do that.
Right.
We already won in court.
Yeah.
So, excuse me, I got a little bit still of a chest cold. But otherwise, the issue of identity, I saw Kevin Klein apologize in a media, stating that, his self-identification, his journey, his Métis heritage has proven not to be probably right. And because he got it from a group of Ontario, and Ontario, again, will give him a card or something. And those people, again, are selling those cards and just telling people, yeah, you're Métis according to us. And that could be anybody, based on the way they do stuff in Ontario. So again, we shows how dangerous these things could be. Just imagine if the media and people didn't hold Kevin Klein to regard to his true identity. He's claiming today he's Métis and stand with no opposition. Thank God the Federation is there to protect us now, and we'll never allow anybody to steal our identity, including Kevin Klein or any out there Ontario group that's trying to organize themselves. So those are two big issues that I'm going to spend a lot of time this year on, is creating a land claim. Of course, we're still going to be building everything else, and we're moving into our offices now at 200 Main Street.
That's great.
So, yeah, and I want people to look into the website to see which office they should be going to, or call the MMF, and there'll be a reception over there on the inner building also.
Okay.
So 150 Henry will still be open, and that's where I'll be located. And there'll be probably 250 staff located there, and there'll be 300 in the other building. So make sure that you contact, so you'll know what departments we will have it in our website, where the offices are now located. And Winnipeg Region will also be moving into 200 Main Street. That's going to be underway, and hopefully construction could start this year for the apartment in Winnipeg. We're working with Canada on that issue right now. As you know, there's a big push for housing for this country to catch up to the housing shortage that's occurring.
Yes. And
we want to make sure that our tax dollars are returned back to us as Métis people, and we can build our houses for 55 plus, or seniors, and our families. So that, of course, that's the Roxy Lanes. We bought Roxy Lanes, as everybody knows by now. And that's we're going to rip down the building, and we're going to build an apartment block there with parking. And so that'll be something we're looking forward to. So Selkirk is really moving up the chain. It's really looking sharp. There's a lot of talk in the town of Selkirk, and I can't tell you enough, how proud I am of our minister and our cabinet and our government to make the decision to build an apartment in Selkirk, because Selkirk is a thriving, growing Métis population. It's quite large, one of the largest locals, and I'm very, very proud of them. And already we get so much inquiries already from everywhere. They want to get apartments in Selkirk. There'll be underground parking.
Beautiful.
And there's going to be a pharmacy inside the building, and open a medical clinic, a foot clinic for sure. And so we're looking at all the business sectors that will be included inside there. So I'm hoping that'll find itself in a proud day when we cut the ribbon there. And I hope media comes to show, so people all over Manitoba and Canada can see the pride. And this is just part of the growth of our housing. Like, we are building houses everywhere. St. George right now, I think we have 8 units going up, 8 houses, 8 duplexes. And so people are looking for a nice, quiet community at St. George, beautiful river in front of it. You have a chance to be out there. I've been, of course, working on a house myself and my wife, and for a year and a half now. So we're almost getting closer and closer to getting it done. And but I've seen how quickly they put up the other units. They were up in a couple months. They're standing up already. They're pretty fast, I tell you. when our
Beautiful.
construction arms are out there. So good for them, and I'm hoping that people will get hold of Denise Thomas, the vice president, and reach out into our housing government and housing department and say that there's affordable housing there, Ollie, plus 55 plus.
It's so
housing.
Beautiful out there.
Oh, it is stunning, and people that are especially going to where they want a quiet place to raise their family or just a quiet place for the elders to live.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the beginning of our investment. We bought a lot of land in St. George.
That's
And
awesome.
these 8 units are going up. Some of them are going to be steel frame houses. So I'm looking forward to that one. So, again, as I said, those are just in the paw. It's going very well. We have some steel frame houses and wood houses going in the paw because we're doing a market on steel frame houses right now. So, and it's proven to be quite a potential successful pathway we're taking. Of course, we already bought the machines to make the frames and all the rest of it to build steel frame houses. We haven't put them out yet because we're just building them right now, and we're monitoring these houses based on its cost of heat and the way it carries itself, no mold, fire resistant, and all the rest of it that is attached to these houses, these new houses. But the rest of them, of course, are wood houses, and those are typical regular houses.
Mm-hmm.
But they're still beautiful. They're well designed. And so the daycare center is on its way in the paw. The mayor and I, as I said, had a good chat, and I want to put up a big sign in the paw for Connor Dewar. Of course, he plays at the Minnesota. I'm sorry we give him a licking, Minnesota Wild. Jets had to give him a lesson. So, but at the end of the day, we're so proud of him. He's a Métis, and very proud of him, and that he represents us. His father works at the Federation, and he's proud as proud can be of his son. And it's like my sister and I are very proud of my nephew, Daniel. He plays, of course, in the United States. He was in Michigan and New York the other day playing.
Oh, wow.
So, he does very well. Gets in a lot of fights. I can't believe how many times they try to fight him. He started fighting when he was
He's a tough
playing in
Métis.
college. Pardon me?
He's a tough Métis.
You're damn right. That's what they don't realize. Don't fool around the Métis, man. We don't give up. We'll scrap to the end. So as long as we can breathe and we can walk a little bit, we'll fight. So, and now he's gone to a goalie actually fought him. He's supposed to be a really bad goalie, like a real tough guy, and he took on Daniel, broke his nose and gave him a licking. So, but my nephew's not even a big guy. He's a lefty, right? He's southpaw.
Don't fight with those Red River Métis.
Don't you dare take them on because they'll scrap with you, man. I'm telling you. So, but anyways, we to all those sport athletes, by our youth camp this year will be under construction already, and starting probably this month. And that's the YMCA we bought in Woodlands, because that's going back to the point I'm raising right now about sports, and we want to get our athletes well trained. So be prepared, families out there listening. You'll see programs coming out of the Woodlands that'll be in hockey, basketball, baseball, all types of sports, curling. We're going to have different forms of professional athletes training our athletes.
Awesome.
And I said to some of the chiefs, I met with some of the chiefs, and I was talking to them that we expect that we'll see some First Nations in there also, because a baseball team is not going to be all Métis.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be First Nation in there and some non-First Nation. So we'll probably bring baseball teams in to get practice in there, hockey teams. So, but we'll also have a very specific program for our people, or our kids. And I'm hoping that, the youth have been telling us they want this. So the youth have been pushing us on this issue. Now we bought the camp, and now we're going to get it all prepared. And it's going to be run professionally, of course, and we're going to have a hell of a show. And our kids will be able to be further advanced, and maybe they themselves will be playing NHL, or they'll go like we got lucky. My sister got lucky, and Daniel was a good hockey player. He actually got his college tuition paid for by the United States because he was so good. They wanted him, and they paid for his tuition. So he got free schooling in the United States. So now he's got his degree, and now he plays professional hockey. So again, but that's the opportunity we see. There's so many of these young kids today, and Richard, of course, our minister, has been working very hard on this file, and I see a lot of progress. And also a cultural youth camp in the Duck Mountains, that'll be coming up. It's already done. It's built. It's ready. We just got to work on the kitchen now, and then that cultural camp will be taking underway. We'll be hiring some elders and some, of course, people in the environment and nature to be working with our kids, both girls and boys. There'll be 20 girls, 20 boys that are eligible to live in a camp. And again, it's 2 big camps, Ollie. We've invested in the youth, and we want to give them the opportunity that we never had. Because we grew up very poor and we never had a chance to go to a camp. I think once I went to Wellman Lake, I don't know, paid for it, and I was in the mountain, and I was there for I think a week. I was so happy because I've never had that in my life, and I don't know who paid for it. It wasn't my mom, it wasn't us. So maybe it was some kind of program. I just remember going to Wellman Lake as a kid, and got to participate in some activities there, and I got some good food and. Like when I first went to Cranberry Portage, the school there, I was there for 3 months, and they sent me to Dauphin after that. But I was so proud in Cranberry because I could drink all the milk I wanted.
So it's
my mom used to get milk once a month. We get a 4-liter jug, and I used to wait for that once a month, and I'd have a big cool glass of milk when she brought it home. And then I know that in Cranberry, and I first stood in the line to the cafeteria. So there's this big machine there that you can drink all the cool milk you want, I guess. So I asked him, I said, excuse me, I said, how much milk can I take? As much as you want, he told me. He said, I took about 8 glasses of milk. I drank so much milk there. I was so good. I still love milk today, but I tell you, I'll never forget that. And I just smiling deep inside of me. I was just happy as hell. I could drink all the milk I wanted.
Awesome.
Yeah, so
these camps are going to be amazing. That camp is going to be amazing.
Camps are going to be, they're going to be amazing. And I thank the minister and, of course, Richard on that file. And looking forward. Actually, he's off to the Philippines. He leaves January 10th to see his wife.
Oh, good.
He's still working to bring his wife here. He's having a hard time.
Yeah.
And I think the majority of the reason he's having a hard time is because she's poor.
You're right.
But they're a beautiful family, nice family. They've been with each other now 4 or 5 years now, and but they can't. We have a hard time getting her here. So I haven't really pushed hard enough myself. I should be pushing. I'm very upset about it because if you see so many different immigrants coming in, mostly because they're rich,
right,
and they're able to come in because you have to have so much money in the bank, you have to have this, you have to have that,
okay,
and it's to come into Canada. But so Richard will take care of his wife. He comes here, he doesn't need nothing. So he's not going to be going to welfare. He's going to take care of his wife. So I don't know why they're such a difficult time. And I've come to the conclusion that it's because they're poor. And so they're like us, and they're family-oriented like us. And so and he misses his wife dearly, so he's going out there for a month to stay with her. So kudos to have a safe trip return if you're listening. Other than that, I want to say again to all our citizens, I'm looking forward to this year. I know last year was already a prosperous year, and I think this year is going to continue to be prosperous. I thank everybody. I didn't hear of any accidents or any issues that arose during New Year's. I always worry about New Year's, and because that's a time when you want to celebrate with your friends, and sometimes you have a little too much, you forget you had a little too much, and you're in the back of a steering wheel. And that's when problems occur. Accidents and serious accidents could occur. And I always, as president, I always worry. I hate to worry about getting a call, and saying we lost somebody, So I mean, it bothers me. And people I hope they realize it does bother me. I don't care if I know them or not. It does bother me if it's a Métis citizen that has passed or anybody.
You're right.
I think we're a Métis person.
Yeah.
If I hear about it, I really feel sad for the family. So, again, this year I can tell you our cabinet's all pumped up and ready to go, and we're going to make a lot of changes as we go forward because as we advance and continue to grow at the speed we're growing, we need to readjust ourselves in operations and better serve our people as best as we can. And again, I'm proud of all the homeowners that bought their houses, and I look forward to some more buying this year. I think it's about 200-300 looking right now. So we'll have over 1,000 people that bought their houses, and I'm just so proud of that. And it just shows our BT people, you give them a little opportunity. They don't ask for handouts. You give them that opportunity, they'll take care of themselves, So that's just who we are, and that's something that's very, very important. So, again, with that being said, I'll say goodbye, and I'll talk to you guys next Saturday. And my baby's going home on the 8th. I'm staying another 7 days, and so I'm going to try to golf after that. Right now, I'm going to spend my time with her, spoil her. This is her little trip. And so I went to watch the Anaheim Ducks get a licking last night. The Jets give them a licking. So it was scary off the start. Jets were not doing so well in the first period. They were doing well, and then they just slowed down for some reason. And they came back after. I guess the Jet does fly faster than the Ducks. That's all I got to say.
Well,
A jet flies faster than a duck.
Don't you? Well, thank you for all your progress and professionalism, David, on behalf of the Red River Métis Manitoba citizens. Citizens. You're welcome. I mean that. Thank you.
Yeah, I got stopped last night from a gentleman last night. He wanted to take a picture of me and his wife. His wife is a Métis citizen.
Oh.
I guess they come to Palm Springs every year, and they went to Anaheim game themselves, and so they asked if we could take a picture of me last night, and they said, the MMF, you make us so proud. He said, my wife's so proud of you.
Oh, cool.
Oh, excellent. Thank you. He said, can you take a picture with her? I said, of course I could. So they took a picture of her last night at the arena in Anaheim, and so there's a lot of Jets sweaters all over the place there. So there's a lot of Canadians that actually come here, right? A lot of Canadians come out here.
Oh, that's awesome. And they recognized you.
Pardon me?
They recognized you and got the photo op with you.
Winnipeg, and so right away they knew who I was. And of course, he wanted to take a picture for his kids, I guess, for me and his wife to take it home.
That is so cool.
It's cool. I have a little fan base out in in California here. Anyways, I'd like to get people on the show, and again, drive safe there, Glorian, and give Sharon and the family our best, and I should take Norita, I believe, on our behalf. And as I said, we are very, very proud of our families always sticking together in the time of need when people die and pass on. We always know they're not truly gone; they're always around. Mm-hmm. I believe that in my heart today, and I look forward to that. I just got a text from David Boudon. He's again meeting the Minister of Constitution, and the Great MMF deserve a significant contribution in MMF agriculture this year. So I can't wait. And of course, David Boudon's working very hard in the file for our farmers and ranchers. Mm-hmm. And he'll be seeing him on the 16th in Brandon. And then he wants my advice, of course, what to tell the minister, which I will give my minister the advice I want him to share with the minister. And let's get that land in St. Madeleine, and let's get some ongoing programs for our farmers and ranchers. So we'll talk to you guys next Saturday, and take care, everybody. And again, Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Proud to be Métis.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Thanks, Cowboy.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.